I say good morning, guys, good afternoon, and good evening. I want to teach you guys today a lot of techniques where your attitude has to be a better attitude. So I want to teach you tricks and skills I use in my daily life to communicate to people. So when I talk to people, I make sure I'm positive, first of all. I make sure I have an outlet to talk and express myself. And the more I express myself, the better for me, because people want to hear your expressional skills and people want to express with you about life and they want to understand much more about you. So what you do on a daily basis is talk to people much more and get yourself involved in a community of people where you can talk to people, which is going to help your communicational skills to grow. So what I do on a daily basis is I help myself to really help myself to love life. I make sure that my life is conventional in ways that I'm tricking myself into becoming the best version of myself every single time. So what I want to talk about is helping you grow, but you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be someone expressing yourself every single day into the best way possible. So all the time, every single day, look forward to quitting drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and making sure every single day that you have a nice and beautiful attitude with yourself is the best way to go about life. So I'm always positive in terms of what I say, and I have no negative critics, guys. So I'm always developing my heart, I'm always developing myself the best way I can, and I'm always reading something. So you have to be reading something and you have to be curious about life and you have to be doing life coaching videos or something like freelance where you can go and publish your videos online and where you can go and help yourself to do better in terms of everything that you're doing. So you have to understand straight away that you have to connect words together daily and you have to get yourself smarter and smarter throughout life. So every single day you have to look upon Jesus Christ every single day to do a better job for yourself. So you have to go and really focus to love life and to make sure that you have something to do every single day is the number one way of life. So ways I keep myself interested and curious is I find ways to do life in a better way, and I find to tune myself into a greater way of techniques every single day. So I'm always developing myself, I'm always making sure that I have the most perspective that I can get for myself, and I make sure every single day I'm always learning along the way what to do in certain situations. So every single time I do a life coaching video, I'm always teaching. I'm teaching life, I'm teaching my way of life, I'm teaching something that's actually working for my life. And what's working out for me is discipline to some degree. And I'm actually always trying to help myself to improve upon my disciplinal skills, and I'm actually always encouraging myself to do better in life always. So every single time now, guys, you have to go through life challenging yourself to delay gratification, and you have to delay gratification to really acknowledge yourself in Jesus Christ's name. So Jesus Christ is very foundational in the way he lives life, and the way he lives life is he delays gratification, and he never smokes cigarettes, and probably he never does drugs, and probably he never has sex with women, probably he never kisses a woman. I mean, you understand? Probably he never does alcohol, and you have to understand straight away that you have to stay away from sex, drugs, and sex with other people and alcohol and stuff like that. So you have to understand that it's much more positive to do so, and you're going to benefit in the long term when you follow Jesus Christ. And you have to understand straight away that every single time I pronounce myself in a video, I'm always looking to help people to the best way I can. I'm always looking to learn and study and grow and be conventional in what I'm saying and doing. So I have to be integrity, and I have to be learning the arts and formats of life every single time in terms of life, to love life and to make sure that I'm always learning how to grow. So every single time I learn how to grow, I'm always posting videos online, I'm always YouTubing, I'm always making sure that every single time now and I'm going to do a nice and beautiful way of life, and I'm always doing a beautiful way of life. I'm always making sure that my life is consequential in different ways, so that I have different ways of expressing myself, but I'm actually always finding the solutions to my problems. And now if you're someone who suffers problems, you have to understand to find the solutions in terms of those key problems that you have. And you must understand that every single time that if you have a problem, you have Jesus Christ with you. So you have to understand that Jesus Christ always has an answer for every situation, and it's just stay away from it. I mean, you understand? So stay away from drugs and alcohol. I mean, learn to benefit other people in terms of life and the way you think and the way you talk. And you have to understand it's more about positive mindset, and it's more about being a positive role model for people to grow yourself and to love life, and to make sure that every single time that you're going to do something special for yourself, and that you're going to enjoy yourself and enjoy life every single time. So I'm understanding that every single time I enjoy life for myself, I'm always looking to grow myself. I'm always making sure that I'm looking for ways to improve. So ways I improve is I create content, I create something, I make a video, I make life coaching videos, I make music, I make something out of life, and I try to make up my life in a better way so I can go and be someone much greater for myself every single day. So I'm always looking for a better outlet. I'm always looking for something to do. But while people are going out tonight, or while people are going out to clubbing and meeting women and men tonight, you can be alone, and you can always be in peace, and you can be in silence with yourself, and you can always learn to be alone. And you have to understand that it's much more affordable to stay at home than it is to go out at night, because at night time there's nothing to do unless you're someone who's going to a friend's house, or going to a nightclub, or going to a festival or something like that. So you have to understand that it's much more peaceful to be alone with yourself and peacefulness, and making sure that you're someone who has some potential to grow yourself, and making sure that you are learning along the way how to grow yourself is the most positive effect that I can give you. So every single time you have to learn how to grow, and you have to learn how to be in apostrophe for life, and you have to understand every single day that you have to go and do something today that's going to help you succeed. So if you want to think for the long term, you have to understand that you have to grow yourself, and you have to find ways and techniques to grow, and you have to find yourself much better throughout life, and you have to understand to set up life in your favor. And you have to understand every single day that I grow myself, I'm always looking to help myself to explain much more of a decent lifestyle, and I'm actually always learning how you can fall back into better behaviors, and making sure every single day that if you're someone who has fallen in terms of your degree or in terms of life, that you pick yourself back up, and that you are thriving again, and making sure that you have a sound way of knowledge that helps you grow. But make sure every single day you must understand that delaying gratification is the only way forward, and it's the only way to be. So make sure you plan your life around delaying gratification, and delaying food, sex and drugs and masturbation, and making sure that you are also delaying the drinks out there, and making sure that you're eating healthier. So become vegan, and make sure that you are understanding straight away that you're being a positive role model for people, so that you can grow, and so you can actually perform and outperform yourself. So you always have to find something to talk about, and you have to be interesting, and you have to have a positive mindset throughout life. And you have to understand straight away that if you feel scared, and if you feel lost in life, then you have to understand straight away that Jesus Christ can always show you the way forward through delaying gratification. And you have to understand that if you can delay gratification, you can do anything. And you have to understand straight away that everybody here in life is trying to do something to help people. So you must understand that you have to be one of those people who's helping much more people than everybody else. And you have to start conversations online with people, and you have to just help people and life coach people. And you have to give your time, and give your devotional time and freedom that you have to do some life coaching videos, and to do something around music production or anything that you're doing, so that you can grow yourself, and so you can learn how to be great. I mean, you understand? So ways I learn how to grow myself, I'm always reading something. I'm reading the same books over and over again. And why is that? Because I'm still learning. I'm still always learning everything about life, and I'm making sure every single day I'm developing my heart, I'm developing my mindset. I'm always reading something. I'm always investing my money into books, and I'm making sure always to have knowledge about me every single day, where I can give my story, and where I can go and develop myself in freedom and courage, and making sure I'm always finding the potential every single day to talk, and making sure I'm always learning how to grow myself in the process. So you must understand, every single day I'm learning how to grow. I'm always understanding that if there's nothing to do, there's always breathing to do, and you can always breathe. And ways I breathe is, I'll show you this. So when I breathe, I make sure I breathe through the nose, and I just breathe through the mouth as well. So I breathe through my nose and I exhale through my nose. I actually inhale through my nose and I exhale through my mouth. So I breathe like that. But the thing is that when I breathe, I make sure that I use my nice and beautiful nose to breathe through the nose and out through the mouth, but making sure also that I'm using a technique where I'm putting the tongue at the tip of my teeth, right at the top of my teeth. I'm making sure I put my tongue there, and what this does is it fires electricity into your brain, because your body is made out of water, and the more you can connect the dots together in your body, the better for you. So when you connect your tongue to the tip of your mouth right next to your teeth, you also get to focus much more stronger, and you get to do life much more greater. So you always have to learn how to grow yourself, and you have to understand that it works out for you to be able to do this, because it gives you a foundational method of focus and strength. And you have to understand that when I breathe, I also breathe like this. I breathe through just the nose, and I make sure that I'm playing with my nice and beautiful breathing in any way matter. I'm planning to help myself to say that when I breathe, I plan and play with my breathing through my nose and through my mouth, and I just make sure every single day I'm always learning how to grow in the meantime. So when I breathe, I do this. And I inhale through my nose, and I make sure that I play with my breathing like that, and I make sure every single day that when I do that, I help myself to move forward in terms of breathing. So breathing, in terms of playing with your breathing, is always going to be much more conventional, and it's always going to be much more helpful for you to understand that the more videos and content you make about everything, and the more you go and do a life greater for yourself, to make sure that you are living life to the best of your ability, the better for you and the better your life's going to be. So you must understand to breathe in through your nose and play with the nice and beautiful breathing of oxygen inside of you right now. And you have to understand to follow my lead. So you can just breathe through your nose, and you can also just taste the oxygen as you breathe. And you be in silence and stillness, and you make sure every single day that when you're focusing on your breathing, you're looking for a better way to talk, and you're making sure also that along the way you're learning how to breathe, and you're making sure every single day that you're always conventional in what you're doing. So you must understand that every single day that you listen to podcasts or you listen to YouTube videos or anything like that, that you're always thriving, and you're making sure every single day that you're learning how to grow. So it's much more conventional to do so, and it's much more of a better way of betterness to make sure that you're learning how to improve yourself along the way. So every single day I'm always learning how to skill set my life, and I'm making sure every single day that I build skills, and I build skills of communicational skills, where I can go and be fit, I can be healthy, and I can make sure every single day that I'm learning how to grow myself along the way. But there's always something to talk about, and always find something to talk about so you can do better. And every single day you do a video of whatever it is that you're doing, and you make sure that you expose yourself much more throughout life, and making sure that you're showing your whole life and showing your whole story about who you are really, and making sure that what you do behind the scenes is what you expose. And you make sure every single day that you are learning how to be positive. So if you're doing something that you're never meant to be doing, just make sure that you are honest with yourself, and make sure that you turn out to be positive in the situation, so that you give people the nice and beautiful remark that you're a positive role model, and that you do something much greater for yourself anyway, and making sure all the time that you're helping people to grow in different ways is the best way forward. So every single day that I'm learning how to build my courage, I'm making sure I have that nice and beautiful skill set ready to give a nice and beautiful way of life. But if you have a decline in life, then make sure you have an upheaval of responses where you can grow yourself in the best ways possible. So you're always looking for that nice and beautiful motivation moving forward, and you're making sure that you have that nice and beautiful way of life. So when I give my life story to people, I'm always looking to understand that people are going to go out and people are going to do whatever it is that they're doing, and they leave you out of the equation, but that's all right. And you must understand everything's good, and you must understand that you just have to find better ways to think, and you have to find better ways and strategies to live your life. But everything's going away from you in this lifetime. I promise you, nightlife is going away from you. I promise you, this life's going away from you. I promise you, your parents are leaving you. I promise you, you're going to eventually leave the nightclub. I promise you, you're eventually going to leave festivals. And I promise you, eventually you're not going to be going to festivals. And eventually your parents are going to pass away. And eventually those friends that you have are going to go their separate ways. And life goes on. But you must understand that what's important is that you have yourself, and that you have a greater life for yourself. And making sure every single day that you're learning how to be courageous in terms of your communicational skills and wisdom every single day, to go and be profound in what you're saying and doing. So make sure that what you say is what you do, and make sure every single day that you are understanding straight away to be positive around situations, and making sure that you are healthy is the best way forward. So make sure every single day that you're learning how to freelance, and you're learning how to do videos of courageousness, and making sure every single day that you're doing something that's going to be behind the scenes, that's going to help you. And make sure every single day that you involve people into your life, and give people your life story and about you, and talk about you every single day of your life. And make sure that you're very interesting about life, and that you're curious about life and knowledge, and making sure that you're investing all your money into education these days, and making sure that you have as much as possible in terms of life. And make sure every single day that you are understanding much more about what's going on around the planet. So make sure you tune in to the headlines of the news channels, and make sure that you read what's going on around the world, so that you can update yourself, and so that you can see what's going on. But eventually life's going to update you anyway, and life is going to go forward. But make sure every single day that you're using TikTok, and make sure that you're using Snapchat, and make sure that you're always doing videos, and make sure always you're doing contents relating to quotes, and you're making your own quotes, and you're making sure that you have a profound effect upon people, and making sure that you're learning how to grow. And make sure you make motivational videos and stuff like that, so you grow yourself. And the more you talk, the better for you, and the more you have to talk about, and that way you're always encouraging yourself to grow, and you're encouraging yourself to make sure that you're living life to the best of your abilities. The best way that you can actually live life. So make sure that you're breathing, and make sure that you understand that you always have to be conscious of your breathing. And the more conscious you are of your breathing, the better for you, and the more you're going to be able to live life, and the more you're going to find something to do. So make sure you understand that breathing is one way of doing something. So the more you focus your attention into breathing, the more you can peacefully meditate around life, and the more you can actually grow yourself along the way. But you must understand that if you have no car, then make sure that eventually you have a car for yourself, and make sure that you understand that it's much more affordable if you go for a 9-to-5 job, and that you have always money happening in your life, so that you have always a home, and that you have accommodation, and that you're always set free for life, so you can do better. I just have to go to the toilet, guys, and I'll pause this video very soon so that I can just go to the toilet, which is now. So just make sure you guys stay tuned for what's to come. I just have to go to the toilet, guys, so make sure you're understanding something about life, that since people are going out and they're living their lives and making sure that they're doing something positive around their life, then you have to do something positive around your life. And you have to make sure every single day of your life that you're positive about situations and things about life, and making sure that you're doing much better with materials and everything of that nature every single day of your life. And that you're focusing on a better way of life for yourself, and that you're always looking for a better outcome. So every single day you have to be looking for ways to delay gratification. So right now I'm hungry for food and drinks, but I'm delaying gratification as much as I can. So I can help myself to focus, and so that I can help myself to have energy. So what you do on a daily basis is what you say, and what you say is what you do. And you have to understand every single time that I go toilet, for example, and if I do a poo-poo, I make sure that you understand that I always wash my bum, and I wash my bum in terms of the bum hole. I wash my bum hole and make sure you understand that it's a funny thing, but you must understand that why I wash it, because it gets sweaty, and you must understand that what the thing is, that when I go toilet, I make sure that I do a poo-poo and I do pee-pee, and the thing is that I always have to wash my bum, and I have to wash my bum, and I have to wash my genitals every single time I go to the toilet. I understand? I have to wash myself again and again, because otherwise rashes happen, and rashes may happen in your body, in terms of on your body, around your bum area. And you must understand that you have to wash that out, and you have to wash all of that out, and you have to be looking all nice and beautiful, and you have to make sure every single day that it's just a way of life. And you have to understand that each and every single time you go to the toilet, make sure you wash your bum hole, and make sure you wash your genitals with water, because it's a nice and cleansing way of life, and you must understand it works, and you have to understand to go and do life much greater. I understand, guys, that if you have no friends today, I understand that what you can do is have yourself as a friend, and you have to understand that what's important is you never need friends. I promise you, what you need is yourself, and you are all you need. But if you have Jesus Christ with you, I promise you, you and Jesus Christ is all you ever need in life. So every single time, look to be positive about situations, and look to coach more. I mean, really involve yourself in coaching, and involve yourself into making videos for people, and making sure every single day you're just learning, and you're just growing, and you're just making sure that you're talking and you're doing something around positivity every single day, and making sure that you're learning how to grow yourself along the way. And every single time that you do something, you're always preventing nothing from moving forward. So make sure all the time that you understand that life's going to happen, and life's going through your life right now, and you have to understand that it's a positive effect, and it's something that's going to be helping you move forward. So what helps you move forward is what makes you stronger, and you have to understand that every single day of your life you have to be doing something to help yourself and your legacy grow, because nobody else is going to do your legacy for you, and nobody else is going to help you do the achieving of your life. But you have to understand that you are the outcome of life, and you are the truth and the way and the life, but only through Jesus Christ. Understand? So make sure you understand that when you have Jesus Christ in your lifestyle, and the more you need Jesus Christ, and the more you have Jesus Christ, the better for you. So make sure every single day you follow Jesus Christ, and every single day you're always learning how to grow yourself in the way of life, and making sure you're always positive around situations. So you must understand that you have to go and dissect everything in terms of all the nice and beautiful material out there, that what's happening through life, that you have to dissect it, and you have to go and teach it. And if you have no YouTube following or anything like that, and if you have no YouTube or social media following much, then you have to keep a positive mindset, and you have to keep going, and you have to keep teaching, and you have to keep making sure that you're always growing yourself along the way, and making sure that you're doing the best in your life. So make sure you're never living a double life, but make sure you're living one life that is to the fullest, and making sure that you're learning how to grow yourself along the way all the time. And always just make sure that you're very positive, and making sure all the time that you have something to do in your life is very much more conventional, and making sure that you're understanding every single day how to talk in front of a camera. So learn a language, or learn something new that you never learned before, and make sure you keep learning and keep reading something, and just keep reading, and just keep studying and studying and studying alone. And you have to understand you have to do it alone, and nobody can do it for you. I have to make music alone. I have to make this life coaching video alone. I promise you, nobody's going to do it for me. I promise you, I have to be able to do it for myself, and I have to be able to just study, and I just have to be always growing myself in different ways, and I have to be making sure that I always have something to talk about, and I have to be interesting. So you have to understand that when two people meet, you meet people through friends, and you meet people through life, and you have to understand that what's important is having friends, and making sure that you do have a family for yourself. But if you have no friends and family, then you have Jesus Christ, and that's your friend, and that's your family. and you must understand that is the best way forward, and you must understand that Jesus Christ is all you ever need, and you must understand every single day of your life you have to be always doing something alone, and you have to be working at your life alone, and you have to be working on yourself. And you have to understand straight away that when the more you work on yourself, the better for you, and the more you grow, and the more you'll be foundational, and the more you have techniques and strategies to grow yourself, and you always find something new to say. So every single time that I grow, I'm always learning, I'm always growing, I'm always making sure I have that nice and beautiful foundational effect on my life. I'm making sure that when people go out at night, I'm making sure I'm creating content, and I'm just doing my passions. I'm just making sure that I'm positive. I'm making sure that if you are unable to afford something, make sure that eventually you can afford it, and make sure that you achieve your goals. So make sure you get yourself something as a present for Christmas, and make sure that you're always taking yourself out somewhere eventually, and make sure that you understand straight away that you're always learning through life, and you're making sure that you're taking care of yourself and your health, because health is number one, and you must understand every single day that Jesus Christ has his health, and you have to also have your health. And you have to understand every single day of your life you have to be always focusing on yourself and other people. So make sure you understand that the more you focus on yourself and other people, the better for you, and the more you actually help people grow as well. So you must understand that selflessness focuses on other people to grow. And you must understand that every single time you go and grow other people, the more you're growing yourself. So make sure you're always delivering content and making sure that you're always doing something foundational that's going to help you grow is the best way forward. So make sure every single day that if you want to sell your skills, and if you want to sell yourself, then you have to sell yourself with optimism, and you have to be an optimistic person every single day of your life. And you have to understand that you have to go and do less damage in the world, and you have to understand that you have to go and stand for something in life. So be a talkative person who talks to people every single time, and making sure that you're always contacting people on social media, and making sure that you're just talking. And every single time you talk and talk and talk and talk, the better for you, and the more you understand life itself. So make sure you're asking questions, and make sure that you're understanding straight away that there's no rules in communication. I promise you, everything happens for a reason. So make sure you understand that every single time you use I statements, you're making sure that you're always learning how to go and contract the nice and beautiful conversation toward yourself. And the more you actually help yourself to use your foundational techniques moving forward, and you're going to learn through life like this, and you're going to make sure that you're always delivering content through making sure that you're abundant, and making sure that you're doing much greater throughout life. So when you're learning through life, you're always learning different things, and you're making sure every single day of your life that when you get bored, and read something, and make sure that you're always keeping yourself foundational, and make sure that you never do drugs and alcohol, guys. I mean, make sure you stay away from it, and make sure every single day you understanding straight away that health is number one. So learn how to be positive around the situations of your life, and learn how to go and be an optimistic person. So every single day of your life you're doing something amazing. So make sure every single day you're always coaching people and leaving a legacy, and making sure that you have something to say every single time. So make sure you're doing something that's going to help you move forward. But make sure always that you're understanding straight away how to live life, and that you're learning how to grow. So you must understand that anything that comes to mind grows. And you must understand every single day of your life that you're always giving quotes, and you're always giving foundational content, and you're getting out there, and you're putting your content out there, and you're making sure you're meeting new people online and in real life, and you're making sure that you're very nice and gentle, and making sure that you're asking questions along the way all the time, and make sure always that you understand straight away that you ask for what you want. I mean, ask questions, and make sure you always understand straight away that there's always a way forward, but making sure that you're always learning the nice and beautiful techniques and skills that's going to help you grow. I mean, in a sense, so make sure always, every single day of your life, you're always asking questions, and you're making sure that you are looking for a better way of life. So make sure all the time that you are somebody who's disciplined, and that you always have a disciplined mindset every single day of your life, and that you're growing yourself in different ways, and that you're helping yourself to move forward is the best way forward. So every single day you must understand that you have to do something to live life, and you have to understand every single day that there's always a way forward, and you must understand that where there's a will, there's a way. and you must understand that there's always a way forward if you're willing to help yourself grow. Understand? I mean, every single day of your life, you must understand that there's always something that you can do today to help other people. So make sure that you're always helping people in different times and different ways, and making sure that you always have that nice and beautiful knowledge that you can do it, and that you can always understand that you must help people, and that you must be someone much greater than you are. And you must understand straight away that no matter what happens in life, that you succeed, and that you always live in life to the best of your ability every single time, so that you understand that no matter what, that life happens for a reason. And you must understand that you have one life to live, and that you always grow yourself within that lifestyle that you have, and that you're always helping yourself to contract a better way of life. But if people have something in life, then they deserve it, and you must understand that you must deserve a greater way of life regardless, and you must be doing something that's going to help people move forward regardless. So you must understand that you have to invest all your time into creating content and into doing something on YouTube and social media today, and you have to invest all your time and effort into making yourself grow. So the best way you grow is you read more and you do more content. I promise you, every single day of your life, you must be every single day doing something to help yourself move forward, and you must understand to have a positive mindset about it and about life, and making sure all the time that you're actually studying and making sure that you're focusing on a greater way of life is the best way forward for you. So make sure you're always looking for a better way, and make sure every single day of your life that you're always thriving, and making sure that you're growing, and making sure that you're always delivering content is the best way forward. So every single day of my life, I'm always making sure I always have something to do. I'm making sure always that I find an attractive factor, and I make sure I'm always delivering content. I'm making sure every single day that when people go out at night, I'm making sure I'm staying positive. I'm making sure I'm always teaching myself the art of courage, and I'm helping myself to do something amazing for myself to grow. So every single day of your life, you have to be focusing on something that's going to help you move forward, and you have to understand to read and read and read and read. And every single day, you always have to understand to stay away from the televisions out there, and stay away from watching television, and make sure that you're always doing something productive for yourself, and making sure always that you're delivering content, and making sure that you're always helping yourself move forward is the best way forward. So every single day of your life, you have to understand that you have to take life one step at a time, and you have to understand every single day that there's always a way forward, and that you always do life in a better way. I see. Anyway, so guys, when you're staying positive for yourself, and when you're doing something positive, you're always going to find an attractive outcome, and you're always going to make sure that you have something good to do for yourself. So when you're learning how to grow yourself, and when you're actually studying life, and you're making sure that you're improving yourself, you have to understand that everybody wants you to improve, and everybody wants you to do better. So the better you do, the better your outcome, and the better you're going to actually deliver content. So you must understand that every single day of your life, no matter what it is that you're doing, you must understand to be much more positive about it. And you must understand every single time that you're always going to find an attractive way moving forward, as long as you're positive. So every single day of your life, you have to be always constantly doing something to help your life to succeed. And you have to understand that you have to do life coaching videos, and you have to go and help people in different ways, and you have to understand straight away that you have to grow. So the more you grow, the better for you, and the more you actually help yourself to succeed, and the more you actually help yourself to move forward. So there's always a way to move forward, and there's always a way that you can live life. But make sure you always quit smoking, and make sure that you quit drugs and alcohol as soon as possible, and make sure that you understand that caffeine is a drug, and quit drugs altogether, and make sure that you understand that you quit caffeine, and make sure that you're learning how to grow yourself along the way moving forward. So what's important is have something to do in terms of content, and make sure that you're understanding straight away that you're growing through the outcomes of life, and you're making the best ideas possible. So if you're bored, make sure that you find yourself attractive in that moment, and make sure that you're understanding that you never be bored in life, and always have something to do, and make sure you always coach yourself how to do something. Coach yourself always on how to do something, and make sure that you're understanding that there's always a way forward for you out there who's listening to me in daily life. I'm making sure that every single day of your life that you have something to do. I'm always making sure that you understand straight away that you always find something to do for yourself, so you can grow, and so you can actually learn how to study, and make sure every single day that you're actually just never bored with life. So when you're living life to the fullest, you're actually always talking and talking and talking, and you're making sure that you're always vibrating in different ways, and you're making sure that you have something to do that's going to help you succeed. But if anything looks negative in your life, make sure you make it a positive, and make sure every single day that you're always delivering content the best way you can. But if you never feel ready, then there is a time where you'll be ready, and where you have to understand that you have to be ready for life, and you have to prepare. But if you feel unready for life, or in terms of what's going to happen, it's because something is holding you back from succeeding. And you have to understand that what you need to realize is you have to be ready for what's to come. I mean, you have to be feeling ready for what's to come. I mean, every single day of your life, you have to understand that you have to prepare for what's to come, because something's coming in your life. I promise you, there's something that you have to do in life. So you must understand that you have a purpose in life, and if you have no purpose, then you'll be given a purpose. I promise you, other people will give you a purpose, and you'll be given a purpose by other people. So if you never plan your life moving forward, then everybody will give you a plan to follow. And you have to understand that if you have nothing to do, someone will give you something to do in life. So you must understand that what's important is learn how to go and learn in life, and learn how to be strategizing through life, to plan your life, to make sure every single day of your life that you're doing something positive for yourself is the best way forward. So make sure all the time that you understand that there's always a way forward, and that there's always a way to talk, and that there's always a way to be positive. So every single day of your life, that you understand straight away that life is happening for a reason. So the more reasons you have to live life, the better for you, and the more you actually grow yourself. So find ways to improve yourself, and find ways to understand life itself. So make sure every single day of your life that you're actually helping people to grow, and making sure that you're helping yourself along the way. So make sure you understand that when you help people grow, you help yourself grow, and that's it. I promise you must understand that the more you help yourself grow, the better for you. So every single day of your life, make sure that you're always positive, and make sure always that you understand that there's always a way forward, and understand straight away how to live life. So every single time now, I'm understanding that there's always something that you can do today to help people in different ways moving forward. So make sure you understand straight away that you have to be a positive outlet in life, and you have to understand straight away that there's always a way forward in terms of everything that you want to do. So make sure always that you're understanding how to be positive around situations, and make sure you keep the content coming, and keep saying something, and keep doing something to increase volume, and to make sure that you're understanding that there's always something that you can do today that's going to help someone succeed for the better. So make sure you're on the same straight away that no matter what, that life coaching happens for a reason, and that you're always growing yourself, and that you're always reading something, that you're always reading from somebody out there, and that you're always growing yourself along the way, to keep yourself occupied, and making sure always that the more you keep yourself occupied, the better your life is going to be, and the more curiousness you're going to follow through life. And make sure every single day that the more curious you are, the better for you, and the more you grow. So make sure you understand that the ways I grow is I do content, I do videos, I do life coaching videos, I do music production. I make sure every single day that I'm always doing something to help myself grow. I'm making sure I'm reading something along the way. I'm making sure I'm never bored through my life. I'm making sure that I'm always developing myself in the best way possible. So I'm understanding I'm staying away from food and drink and drugs. I'm making sure I'm staying away from sex as well. And I'm making sure that I have a positive mindset about everything. So make sure every single day that no matter what, that every single day you must learn how to talk, and you must learn how to be learning, and you must understand how to be as well. And you must understand to learn how to be. And you must understand that there's always a way to breathe for different outcomes, and making sure that you're fit, and making sure that you have someone in life that's you, and making sure that you have yourself a favor in life, and making sure always that you're understanding that there's always a better way to talk, and there's always someone out there that's going to help you in terms of ideas. And you must understand to look for those ideas and apply them into your life, and make sure every single day of your life that you're learning how to grow. Is the most, approach, it's the most fabulous thing that you can have in life, is to grow yourself in Jesus Christ's name, is the best way forward. So every single day you must understand that no matter what I do every single day, I'm always looking to thrive. I'm always looking to better myself. I'm making sure I always have strategies put in place to help myself to succeed. and I'm making sure I'm always delivering content the best way I can so I can grow. So every single day of my life, I'm always looking for better ways to improve. But if something happens in your life where you're not looking as good as you were, then make sure you understand to get back into that situation, and make sure you understand to follow Jesus Christ, and that way you can always get yourself back on track. So every single day you must understand that all you have to do is stay away from drugs, sex and alcohol and food and drink, and make sure every single day of your life that you're actually positive and that you're always breathing through, and making sure that you're always learning how to breathe, and making sure that you're playing with your breathing, and making sure always that you're always helping yourself to grow the outcomes of your life that's going to help you move forward. So I'm understanding that once I move to Germany, for example, I'm understanding that my life is going to be different. I'm understanding that I'm going to have my mum in place. I'm understanding I'm going to be positive about everything. I'm understanding that the ways I be positive is I just talk better. I just look for ways to talk better. And the better I talk, the better I am. And that's how it is. And you must understand that you have to have a positive attitude around life. And you have to understand that the better your attitude, the better your will and the better your outcomes. So make sure you never get aggressive, and make sure you never get angry about life, and make sure you understand straight away that you never make noise. Make sure that you make noise when you have to, but make sure you understand that you be more silent than making noise. And that way you actually have more peace in your life. And that way you have to understand straight away that I'm making noise in the video, but I'm not noisy. I'm not someone who is disturbing other people. So make sure you understand that you never disturb other people with noise. So you always have something to talk about, and make sure always you're learning along the way how to live life. So there's always a way to live life, and there's always a way to actually be positive. So make sure you understand that every single day of your life you're always succumbing to a better way of ideas for yourself, and you're always doing as much as you can to help people to grow, and you're always delivering content along the way to make sure that you have more than enough success every single day to help yourself to thrive, and to make sure that every single day of your life is something much more straightforward. So make sure every single day you're learning how to find different answers for different ways of life, and making sure always that you are delivering the best ideas forward. So make sure always that you have something to talk about so that you can understand how to live life. So there's always a way, and where there's a will, there's a way. So make sure always that you're always living life to the best of your ability, and that you're always focusing on the better outcome for your life. So I'm understanding that there's always something better you can do. But if you have no car, then guess what? I promise you have transport. I promise you always have transport, and you always have the bus, and you always have the trains. And make sure you understand that it takes time always to travel somewhere. And you must understand to be reading along the way something while you're actually traveling. And you have to understand that the more you travel, the better for you. And you must understand every single day of your life that you travel and you go and see places, and you make sure you achieve certain aspects of life much more. And make sure every single day that you're learning how to be prosperous with your life every single day of your life. So no matter what happens, you always have to be positive around situations. I promise you, if people have deleted you or blocked you on Facebook, or something has happened where people have been rejecting you, then make sure you understand every single time to be positive about the situation and just move on. And make sure you understand straight away that you always have a nice and beautiful outcome the more positive you are around situations. So make sure you always understand that there's always a way when you are living life to the fullest. And make sure you understand that you have to be positive around yourself every single day, and you have to be doing something that's going to thrive you into success. And you must understand that success happens for a reason, and the more reasons you have to succeed, the more you'll succeed. So find those reasons within you every single day to understand straight away how to understand life. So I'm understanding that the more I talk, the better for me, and the more I actually make content, the better for me. So why is that? I promise you, because I'm making a legacy for myself. I'm making something come true. I'm making sure every single day I'm creating something for my life. I'm making sure I'm always delivering content the best way I can. And I'm making sure every single day I'm always delivering that nice and beautiful way forward. So make sure every single day that you understand that the world connects through ideas. And the more ideas you give on the table, the more people you help, and the better for you. So make sure every single day that you're understanding that no matter what happens in life, that you're always succeeding, and that you're always helping yourself move forward is the best way. So every single day you must understand that no matter what happens in life, that you always find a way forward, and you always nicely and beautifully talk into the camera, and make sure you're always talking nicely and making sure that you're always doing something that's going to help you move forward, and that you're always making sure that you are finding a nice, beautiful, decent way of life where you live a simple life, and that you always live a life that's much more grateful than yesterday, and that you always understand to be grateful for your blessings and count your blessings, guys. So make sure every single day that you understand that you have to go and lift people, and you have to understand to be an inspiration through life. So make sure every single day of your life that you're always looking for ways to improve, and you're always looking for ways to say something, and make sure always that you always find something attractive to do for yourself. But make sure if you never feel like going somewhere, then make sure you stay home, and make sure you understand that you do something productive for yourself. And if you're alone, guys, you must understand that I'm alone. I have no brothers and sisters other than my half sister who lives in overseas, and she lives in Serbia. So you must understand that I rarely talk to her. But the thing is that I love to talk to her, and I understand I have to talk to her more often. But the thing is, every single time I do something to help myself to succeed, I understand straight away that it's much more how it is. And you must understand that what happens for a reason comes for a reason. And you must understand that no matter what, that I also am someone who has been suffering, and I'm understanding every single day that I'm not suffering anymore. I'm understanding that no matter what, that I never need to suffer. But you must understand to delay gratification, and you must understand that the more you delay gratification, the better for you, and the better your outcome, and the better your life. So every single day of your life, you always have to thrive, and you always have to understand that there's always a way forward, as long as you're looking for a way forward. So make sure you're understanding that no matter what you're doing, that you're always developing yourself, and making sure that you're always living a great life for yourself. So make sure all the time that you find something positive to say, and that way you're always living life. But if you see a full crowd of people, make sure you get to know people, and make sure you understand to ask questions, and make sure you understand that the more you know people, the better for you, and the more you'll find an outcome, and the more you actually talk, and the more you actually find suitable ideas and suitable people for you, who are much more in your class and who are much more for you. So you understand straight away that the more you talk about yourself, the better for you, and the more you understand life. So make sure you understand straight away that if you feel like going somewhere, then you have to understand that you have to go and be positive about it. And you have to understand that it's much more how it is. So you might, make sure you understand straight away that for every single day of your life, you must understand that there's always something positive to say, and there's always something positive to do. So fill up your time with words, and make sure you understand straight away that the more you do, the better for you, and the more outcomes you have. So make sure you understand straight away that there's always something today that you can do to help people to grow, and make sure always that you're helping people grow one way or another. But you must understand I'm using the phone's microphone this time. I'm making sure that I'm always using the phone's microphone for my videos, because it's much more easier and it's much more effective, and also nothing's going to prevent my audio from never existing. So make sure every single day that no matter what, I'm always delivering that content and ideas that's moving me forward, and that's helping people to move forward with me. So I'm understanding every single day of your life, you have to understand that no matter what, that each and every single video is going to teach you something about life, and it's always going to help you to move forward. So make sure you understand that no matter what, you have to be reading much more, and you have to understand that if you want to sell something to people, then you have to sell it for free, and you have to understand that you have to work on yourself much more, so that you can understand how to grow, and so that you can understand how to move forward. So every single day of your life, you're looking for a better way, and you're making sure that you're always delivering content along the way, and you're making sure that you always have something to talk about is the best way forward. So make sure always that you're learning how to grow, and you're always delivering content along the way, so that you can help yourself to move forward, and so you can understand straight away that there's always a way to talk, and there's always a way to be, and there's always something new to say. So make sure you understand straight away that the more videos you make, and the more content you make around yourself, the better for you, and the more you actually grow, and the more you actually do. So find something to say, and find something to do, and make sure you're always loving life, and making sure that you understand straight away to laugh a little, and make sure you understand to be jilly in terms of jiggly, and making sure that no matter what, that you understand that you always be a bubbly person, is always very nice and beautiful every single day, and making sure always that you're always jiggling with life. I mean, in a sense, to make sure you're always in the mood for something, and you're making sure always to find yourself a nice and beautiful, happy way of life. So make sure you understand to be happy, and make sure always that you're learning how to go and be a life coach who gives advice for free, and making sure always that you're delivering content the best way you can, and that you move forward along the way. So I'm always delivering content. I'm always making sure I have something to say. So I always find something to say. I'm always making sure that I have always a great idea that I can give forward, and that I can move forward with. But make sure you understand that if you feel like going out tonight, or if you feel like going somewhere tonight, then make sure you understand that you can go if you want. But make sure you understand that you have to afford it, and you have to be able to understand straight away that there's always a time and place for going out. And make sure you understand straight away that every single day of your life, you have to understand that life's passing by quickly, and you have to understand that no matter what, you have to live it up, and you have to understand straight away that you have to go and grow yourself the best way you can. But for myself, I'm understanding that for myself to do better, I understand straight away I can do better always. I'm always learning how to grow. I'm always learning how to have an achieving aspect of life where I'm always achieving greatness. I'm always achieving much more than I'm capable of. I'm making sure I'm learning how to discipline myself every single time. I'm making sure I'm always delivering content the best way I can moving forward, and I'm making sure always to grow myself the best way I can. So every single day of your life, make sure that you're always doing something that's going to be helpful for you, and that's going to help you study, and making sure every single day you're learning how to grow. So I'm saying every single time now, there's always a way that you can always describe something new, and you can always find a new way of life within what you're saying. So every single day you must understand that no matter what happens in life, that you be optimistic, and that you be positive around life, and that you understand straight away that a great attitude means a great life. So make sure you understand straight away that no matter what, that you always find something to think about, and make sure you understand that you're thinking for the long term, and making sure that you're understanding straight away that you're always delivering that nice and beautiful way forward that's going to help you to move forward. So make sure always that you're understanding that no matter what happens in life, that you always find yourself attractive, and that you make sure that you always find that nice and beautiful deal in your life. So look for better deals in life. So when you're going to the shops, or when you're going to a shopping spree or something like that, make sure you always get the discounts, and make sure you understand straight away that you always change your number every single 3 months. So make sure you have 2 phones, and make sure you understand that you have multiple phones where you can be working on certain content, and where you can be working on certain ideas and certain stuff, so that you can understand that you get yourself new phone numbers, because you have new discounts by having a new phone number, which is what I do. And I'm always learning how to grow myself along the way. So every single time now, I'm always developing myself. I'm always making sure that I'm helping myself to move forward. So the important factor is every single day that you understand that growing is a way of life, and you have to understand that no matter what, that life happens for a reason. So make sure every single day you must understand that no matter what happens, that life is always happening, and you have to understand to always happen with life. And you have to understand that no matter what in terms of life, that you're always focusing on having a conversation with people. So I'm having a conversation with you right now in my video, and you must understand why that is. Because every single time I say something, I'm always giving an idea. I'm always giving ideas out there. I'm always being broad about my ideas. I'm making sure every single day I'm learning how to be prosperous in terms of what I'm saying and doing. So I'm always developing myself, and I'm always free to actually have my nice and beautiful way of life. So I'm understanding straight away that if you're someone who drinks coffee or caffeine or energy drinks, you have to quit that, and you have to understand that you have to start living without caffeine in your life, so you can understand to sleep early and to actually get up early. So you understand straight away how to understand to have a beautiful clock time where you're actually getting up early and sleeping early is the best way forward. So make sure you understand straight away that no matter what, that there's always something that you can do today to help other people. So the more you help people, the better for you, and the more you actually grow. And you have to understand that there's always something new to say, and there's always something new to do. And you have to understand that no matter what, that you just have to find it within yourself to actually grow yourself and to actually find a nice and beautiful strategy moving forward. So every single day you must understand that no matter what happens, that your life is always happening, and it's always happening for a reason, and that your life is always happening for a reason. So make sure you understand that you have hope in Jesus Christ every single day, and that you're always focusing on a better outcome. So make sure always to be positive around situations, and making sure that you're always delivering content, and making sure that you're always creating something that's going to be very new and that's going to be exclusive to people, that you can always develop yourself, and that you can always make sure that you always have a nice and beautiful way forward. So make sure you become a freelance artist who's actually helping people, and make sure always that you're understanding much more about life. So every single day of my life, I always have something to say, I always have something to do. I'm making sure I'm always developing myself in the best way forward. So I'm understanding every single day of my life, I'm always looking for better outcomes. But no matter what happens, that you have to understand that life goes on, and you have to understand that people are always going to be going out and during the nighttime, and you have to find yourself sometimes staying indoors, and you have to understand sometimes you go out, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you go to sleep early, and you make sure that you always have a curfew, that 6 p.m. curfew, that you always understand you're always at home before 6 p.m. So right now I'm understanding I'm always developing myself, and I'm always making sure that I have that nice and beautiful way forward for my life. So what happens for a reason stays for a reason. So make sure you understand straight away that no matter what happens, that there's always a way forward, and there's always a way to live life to the best of your degree. So make sure all the time that you're always delivering content, because content helps people, and it helps people to succeed. So make sure you're always planning in videos and planning your life in videos. So I'm understanding that my new plans for today are to do music production, and make sure every single day that no matter what, that I also feel like just doing better. So make sure all the time that I'm understanding that I feel like just going out in a better way, and I'm making sure every single day I'm making sure that I'm always delivering that nice and beautiful way forward. But what happens when you understand straight away that some people get negative, and you have to understand that no matter what, you be positive about the situation. So you understand straight away that no matter what happens, that there's always a great life happening for you if you're willing to help yourself grow. And you have to understand straight away that the more alone you are, the better for you, and the more you actually grow. And you have to understand that you have to be alone through life, and you have to understand that eventually your parents are going to leave you, and your friends are going to leave you, and you have to understand that life is going to leave you behind. You understand? So what you have to understand straight away, you have to prepare for that. You have to understand you have to be growing yourself in the outcomes of life, and you have to understand that there's always a way forward through life. And you have to understand that no matter what happens, that you just keep healthy, and that you always deliver content that's actually helping people. So make sure always that you're actually growing yourself in the best way forward, and making sure that you're always picking up the clues and pieces of life moving forward. So no matter what happens, there's always a way to make sure that you're always growing yourself, and make sure that you're always finding new ideas, and making sure that you're always thriving, to make sure that you're always finding those new ideas and outcomes to make sure that you're growing. So ways to move forward every single day, you must understand to be courageous and be kind and be nice, and make sure that you're actually being a being of society who's actually growing yourself every single day. So you're always finding different ideas and different ways to move forward, and you're always strategizing through life to make sure that you understand how to grow. And every single day you understand straight away you have to feel at peace, and you have to feel at bliss with yourself and others. And you have to understand straight away that you have to recap your video sometimes, and you have to talk about something that you've already talked about in different ways so that you can grow. So every single time now I'm understanding that no matter what happens for a reason, I understand it is always something that helps me grow. And I'm actually always understanding straight away that the more you read, the smarter you are, and the more you actually live life. So always find ways to actually talk, and find ways to do life for yourself, and make sure you actually make videos that are 1 hour long, so you actually help yourself to understand much more. So right now I'm always actually growing, I'm always making sure I'm always delivering content, so I'm making sure that I'm helping myself to deliver a greater way of life. So I'm understanding every single day that's what you guys must do. And you have to understand that no matter what happens, that you always have a reason to grow, and you always have someone in your life who does love you. And you must understand that no matter what, there's always an opportunity for you that you can grow with. And you must understand there's always an opportunity that you can grow with, to make sure that you're always growing yourself, and you're always delivering that nice and beautiful way forward, because every single day you're always going to find new ways of growing, and you always find something new to say. So no matter what happens, you have to understand straight away that when you grow, you'll find a better way forward, and you actually understand straight away how to live life. So no matter what, guys, every single day of your life, look to succeed and just be great, and make sure every single day you understand straight away that the number one way to live is to have the best way forward, and to make sure they understand straight away that no matter what happens, they're always delivering that nice and beautiful content, because that way we help people, and that way we become kind.